Ark Nova is one of my favorite games. I really like the way all of that stuff works. Well, we have a new entry into the Ark Nova universe, and that is Sanctuary, where it's going to be using tiles instead of cards and streamlines things. While I've played the solo player of Ark Nova before, I'll put a link to that down below, maybe even up above if I feel like it. So let's go ahead and check out the solo mode of Sanctuary at the table. All right, we're set up for that solo play of Sanctuary. If you are wanting to know how the game plays in depth, I'll include a link to the how to play up above. I'll go over very briefly how the game is played. It is all along this bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do, and these are mandatory, is I'm going to grab a tile from the display. The tile that I can grab needs to be within range. The range is going to be set by where my project one is. So the first turn, all I can grab is this first one. After that, I'm going to do an action with one of my tiles. I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to do the action that's printed on it, either the top or the bottom one. These three are play animals that at that level, if you look at these tiles, they show you what level it needs to be in order to play them. Or draw two tiles from the pile. This one here is play a project, again at the level. So this is a project. I would need to be at least pointing to a 3 with its arrow, or I can take any one tile from the display. Once I do that, these slide down, and that goes into that first spot. After I do that, I have the option of playing a building. Buildings have certain requirements to where they need to be built or when they can be built. So I need to be able to accomplish that in order to play them out. And after I do that, I can see if I can support any of these conservation projects. So I am looking to have these symbols within my zoo, either 2, 3, 4, or 5. When I have those, I'll flip them over and put them in the proper spot. We have Australia. We have, I believe that's Europe, birds, predators, and lizards. So as you can see, some of these have these symbols up top. The final step of the possible actions is possibly upgrading my tiles. There's 4 different ways I can upgrade a tile. If I support a conservation project, when I have 2 projects in my zoo, if I have 3 tiles that share a habitat symbol, which is the rock, the leaf, or the water, if I have 3 of those connected, I can upgrade, or if I have 4 different animal symbols out on my map. That's depicted here. It is also depicted on your map up here. Finally, what we are going to do is we're going to discard down till we have at most 6 tiles. So typically there is this little tray you'll put your tiles on. I'm going to lay them face up here so you can kind of see what is in my hand. So you're going to make sure you have at the hand limit of 6. We are then going to refill the display by pushing everything down towards the 1 and then refilling it in the back. And then we check for end of game. So I will go back to that last step that I just said, because that is where this is different. Is before I refill this one, I am going to flip over one of these tiles. It's going to have a number that's corresponding to here. I'm going to discard that tile. If that tile's already been taken, they're going to discard whatever tile is the lowest. If I flip over the last tile and I have not triggered the end of game by then I have lost and we do not add up my points. Otherwise, I can trigger the end of game one of 3 ways. That's the note down here. I can support my 4th conservation project. I can fill up my zoo board, or if all of these tiles have been depleted from the stacks. My stack is the tray that holds them all. If I accomplish it by putting out the marker or filling my board, I will get this, and that's going to give me 10 points at the end of the game. Otherwise, also I'm going to score points based on the bottom parts of the tiles. Certain ones give you points for certain things, and I'll go over those as we go into scoring. That is basically the quick summary of the game. Placement rules I'll kind of get into maybe as I am placing stuff. So the first part is take a tile. We are going to take this Carkle, because I can only grab from level 1 for right now. So that is where we'll go from there. So now I have the option of basically either grabbing tiles, or because the Carkle is a level 3 or level 2, I could play them right away, and that would let me get more tiles. So I think we are. Let's go ahead and just play our animal right away. Plus he is a predator, which is wanting for up here. So we are going to play the Carkle out. So when you play a tile out at the beginning, it needs to be adjacent to your sanctuary entrance. From that point on, adjacent to the entrance or adjacent to previously placed tiles. You'll see this Carkle has these arrows down here in this side. These need to point to an open area. You have 2 pre-printed on your zoo board. If I did not have them pointing to here, I would need to have a tile in my display that would flip over to the back side, which shows an open area to place in that spot. But seeing as there's an open area here and it's adjacent to the entrance, I'll put them right there. So when I place them, I'm going to trigger their ability, which is draw 3 tiles from the pile and keep 1 animal. So let's go ahead and we're just going to draw these back 3 tiles like so. And we have 2 animals. We have a Nile crocodile and a scarlet macaw. So the macaw is a bird, which satisfies up there. The crocodile is a lizard that satisfies up there. And then the ornithologist we can't keep. So we're kind of looking between these two. The crocodile scores 6, lets me take a tile from the display. Does want an open area kind of up here. One of the things I did learn while playing through the game the couple times we have so far is you don't want to overload with open areas, otherwise your score is not going to be too high because open areas are only scoring you 1 point. The macaw is 4 points. I think we're going to go ahead and go and keep the macaw. So then these tiles just go off to the discard. This comes into my hand. The other thing that was on the Nile crocodile and the macaw that I want to point out, and you'll notice it on a couple here, is a gender symbol. If I get a gender, if I get 2 of the same animal with different genders next to each other, I do get a conservation token. These are used to help pump up my numbers as I put out conservation tiles. Otherwise, they are worth 2 points at the end of the game. Alrighty, so then we bring this over. This slides down. This goes right here. So now when I grab a tile at the beginning, my range is 1 or 2. Possible actions, I do not have a building. I cannot support anything there because I don't have enough of any symbols. And nothing here is going to upgrade my tiles. So we get into the administration. I do not have more than 6, so I don't have to discard. So before we do this, we are going to flip over this first tile. And we are going to discard number 4 from the game. So I'm just going to discard these off screen like so. Now we will go ahead and refill this. So we'll slide these all down. And then this one we'll take from the front. We got a lot of animals out there. And then we start again. So I look at these first couple. The reptile breeding with reptiles out there might not be a bad thing to get in my hand. So let's go ahead and grab that reptile breeding. And then we have to decide on our action. I think we're going to just draw 2 tiles from the pile. So we're going to pull this one down and we're just going to randomly grab, because typically you wouldn't necessarily have these in this tray. You would be forming a bunch of like this or upside down, face down piles of tiles, etc. All right, so these are going to go in my hand. So these are even more projects. So the Partner Zoo Europe. So that's not Europe. Maybe it's Asia. And then a Partner Zoo Australia, which we need Australia, and this lets me play Australian stuff for cheaper, so that may be something we look at doing. Slide around, plop these over, and moving on. Can do none of that. Don't have more than 6, so we are going to flip over one of their tiles. They get rid of the Greater Flamingo, like that. Slide down and refill. So I now have 1, 2, or 3. See, so the Alpine area, again, doesn't match that. Does match that, but I don't care about those symbols. The Mantled Guaraza satisfies none of that. The Capybara satisfies none of that, but it is a capybara, so that would be pretty cool to have. So we are going to grab the capybara. Now I could play out my Australian project, but that would kick this down where it limits my options here for right now. I can play out my macaw, or I could grab a couple more tiles and have to discard something. Kind of think we're going to discard a couple of tiles, so I don't see any. I might do that rock here soon, but we're going to go here. Let's go ahead and grab 2 more tiles. We're going to go 1 from the back and 1 from the middle. So we got the exhibition hall, have 10 different animal and or continent icons, huh? So this slides around. We do not, or this building have 10 different animal and or continent icons. We only have 2, so that is not going to be able to go out, but we are going to keep that. No conservation, no upgrading. So now we have to discard down. I think I'm going to discard the Partner Zoo Europe because I don't really need Europe for anything up there. They are going to discard 1. There is nothing in 1, so they discard the next lowest, which is 2. So they are going to discard that. This comes down. We're going to go 2 front this time. And my pick, I know I'm going to grab this Thorny Devil for sure, because it's got the Australia, it's got the lizard, so we're all good there. So I think maybe I am going to play out my project at this time. That way he's cheaper, although he is only 2, so that's not really that big of a big thing. But this way I would have the 2 Australia ones. So sure. Wait, do I have an Australia one out here? Because that lets me take an Australia from the display. So we're going to hold off on that. But I still think we're going to play an animal. Let's go ahead and play our macaw. We're going to play our macaw over here, like so. No powers, nothing like that. So this slides around, and we are at our hand limit of 6. So I cannot do any building still. I cannot do any conservation effort, nothing to upgrade. They are going to flip over a tile. They get rid of 4 small animals. That would have been kind of nice, but... So I have my option of 4 here. Dusky leaf monkey. That is the continent. It's a primate, though. Doesn't really matter to me there. There we are. We'll grab the dusky leaf monkey. And then I think we are going to play our thorny devil. So we'll come down here, play this thorny devil. Has a 2. We're doing it at a power of 2. I'm going to place it here next to my rock, because if I can get 3 of the rock in a row, that's how I upgrade one of my tiles. The big reason to upgrade the tile is because your animals, you'll be able to play up to 2 animals if their total equals where your power level is, and then the project one will allow you to grab 2 from the display, plus when they flip over, their arrows are 1 to the right. And that was it for my rock. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're getting there, being able to have the 10 different ones out there. We only have 1 of the lizard. We only have 1 predator. We have 1 bird. We don't have any green, but we do have a red. So we're 1 on most of the things. Still can't upgrade. I'm at my 6. They are going to discard number 2. So I think I'm going to grab this expert in predators, especially because we need predators. And this one is, whenever I play a predator, I'm going to draw 3 tiles from the pile and keep 1 animal. Plus this gives me a point for predators, and seeing as I want to try and get them and it's got that symbol, we're going to be good. So let's go ahead and use my project 1 to play this out. It's a level 4. This needs to be a level 4. Just for fun, I think we're going to put that right here. So because it has the symbol, it is going to trigger itself. So we are going to grab 3 and keep an animal. So the ibex, the koala, or the koala. It's going to be annoying that they're both going to go away, because with them being the different genders, that could have gave me a conservation. So I'm probably just going to keep one of the koalas. So let's go ahead. I like this one. So we'll keep that koala. So that's playing the project, resolving that. This slides down. This comes up. Alrighty, so now we are going here. So there is a building. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still at the 6. So that's not going to happen. Conservation. So I could choose at this time to put out my conservation on the predators, but I am hoping to get more predators, so I may want to hold off on doing that and maybe focus my lesser ones on the green, because I only got those couple of green right now, but I'm hoping to have more predators in the future. Australia right now, I already have 3, so I don't got to worry about that. So we're going to come down here. I cannot upgrade any of these yet, and now I have to discard from my hand. The reptile breeding gives me a reptile symbol. So, you know, as much as I like the capybara, I think I'm going to get rid of them because none of their symbols matter with what I do. Before we refill that, we go ahead and discard this. That is 3. So they get rid of the sheep. So that is 6 of them gone. So we're a third of the way through the stack. Whew. So I'm kind of looking at that bear here soon, because that bear is a predator and I want predators. So, but I have a range of 1, so I'm grabbing this alpine area. Next up is to do something. I'm probably going to want to start playing some of these animals out because my hand keeps getting full. So I don't have a rock one, but I think I'm going to put out my dusky leaf monkey. So this one, we are going to play this with a 3. We're going to place that right there. So now I actually have 2 options if I can get a leaf or a rock to get my 3 in a row. Plus, this is going to score 2 points for every leaf that's attached to it, because it's got that little hex background right there. That means attached to it, whereas this expert in predators, you'll see, just has it without the hex. That means anywhere in my zoo. This slides down and around. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 4 different continents, 4 different animals. That's 8. So I'm 2 away from doing that. So we'll have to see if I can get that. I mean, it is 10 points. That's kind of why I'm holding on to it. Can't do a building. Not going to go towards a conservation. Cannot upgrade, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do. I have 4 different animal symbols. So I am able to upgrade one of my tiles. There are a couple of rocks coming up, so maybe I upgrade my rock, get those, and then being able to play out 2 different things. Although that ibex doesn't really satisfy anything I'm looking for. The project would be nice. That way I can have an increased range no matter where I'm at. Let's go ahead and flip over our project tile. So like I said, now you'll see it I'll always have at least an access to 1 and 2, and it's just going to go up all the way up to 5, and now I can take any 2 tiles from the display and I use that instead of playing a project. So that's my upgrade. I have 6 in my hand. They are going to go ahead and discard number 2. All right, so the other Dusky Leaf Monkey came out, so I might want to see about grabbing them so I can get that pair together. Plus, that gives me another green. I'm getting my greens built up. My one I get to grab is up to 3, next to 4 different animal and or continent icons. That could get placed there, or I could place that there. That's 4 different, and then it's a rock, which would allow me to upgrade. Sure, let's grab the observation deck. Now, do I grab more tiles from out there? Because the Urasis brown bear would be nice to go here. And then, like I said, the Dusky Leaf Monkey. You know what we are? We are going to use our project tile to grab 2 from out here. And I'm getting pretty full in here. All right. So that comes around. Now, can we play a building? We can. This needs to be next to 4 different animal and or continent icons. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place that right in there. Conservation project. So I know I have another predator. I'm going to be building up on my greens. Is there one? The reptiles, I got a couple. I think I'm going to still hold off on those. Birds are really the only one I'm not really pushing. Upgrade tiles. I can because I have 3 rock terrain in a row. So I can upgrade one. So now that I got these couple, although, see, the bear needs to be at a 5. The only way to do that is by upgrading this. So we are going to upgrade our green one. Next up, we are going to go to do the refill. We are going to draw 1. They are going to discard number 6. Oh, I had to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think I'm going to get rid of the reptile breeding, and the alpine area wasn't going to do me any good. There we go with that. They discarded, so now we refill. I'm going to just go 4 from the middle. So my options are we're going to go with the lizard because it's a lizard. And there's that. Now I'm going to try and play some stuff out. Looking out here. So I could play the Dusky Leaf Monkey right away. Or I could see about shifting something down to be able to get my project out, which would then allow me to play both of those at the same time. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to get our Chinese water dragon out here. So we're going to use this to play the Chinese water dragon. We are going to use the Chinese water dragon, and we are going to place them so different animal and or continent icons. You know, we're going to pop that right there. It wants water with it, so I can build that around with water. Gives me some more points for there. This slides around, and he's got no special power. All right, so I know I need to support one of them at 2. I have possibility of having 2 greens, so that's probably the one I'm going to do 2 with. I'll probably wait maybe for 3 of the lizards because I have a lizard. So not going to do any conservation. I do not have 2 projects out. I have not supported conservation, so none of these get upgraded. Go to refill. They get rid of 6 again. All right, so I can pick up to level 3. Then I'm going to grab the Eurasian otter because it is a predator. And then we are going to go ahead. I think I said I want to play this project. Even though there's no Australia to go out and grab, that's fine because I'd have to be discarding something. So we're going to pull this down. We are going to play this project. So it's already got Australia, so I don't care if it's there. This would allow me to move something to the back. after I get done with this. I know I want to put the bear there because it's got the open area up there. Let's just go down here with the partner zoo of Australia. So now the Australian ones basically have a 2 discount. So basically this would be a 1. So that's done. There are no tiles that I can take that have the Australian thing on it. All right, so that was me playing my tile. I've wrapped everything around. Cannot play the building yet. That's where I was at. Conservation project. So again, I might want to start thinking about doing one of these. I have a possibility of getting another green. I'm not seeing much more Australia coming out. So let's go ahead and put our 2 at Australia. So now coming down here, I have 2 projects. I've supported a conservation, so I'm going to upgrade my last 2 tiles that are at 1s. At my hand limit, they're going to discard tile 5, which is fine because I want that great hornbill, hopefully. These come down because that would be another bird 2. So I'm going to do 1 from the front, 1 from the back. 1 from the front, 1 from the back. All right, so now my project range is 1 and 2. If I can get another water, the water playground, I have the Eurasian otter, so I could get that. So sure, let's go ahead and grab this one. Alrighty, so now I'm at 4. I have a discount, so do I do this play now? Might as well. So we are going to come down here and play 1 or 2 with the habitats of forest or undefined. What's going to happen, ooh, the koala though gives me those pouch tokens if I play that one. So I think I want to maybe try and get some tiles first that I don't mind discarding. So I think maybe we will play our Eurasian otter. So we're going to actually do the water. Our Eurasian otter is going to come, and I think we are going to go ahead and place them right here, which is grab 1 from the pile for your hand. Zoo School. So this needs to be by the river. It also gives me a conservation. I take 1 project from the display. So I played that. Nothing else I can play. This slides over. We now go ahead and can I put out a building? I can. This is going to go next to 2 water. So water, water. Done, done. Conservation. Again, kind of waiting to see what I can kind of build up to. Maybe in the last couple of rounds, last 3 rounds, seeing where I'm at. Especially because I want to get some of those conservation markers to push stuff up. And that is it for me there. Did my building, not conservating, everything's upgraded. I'm at my hand limit. They get rid of the albine ibex. All right, I got 7 turns left, so I'm really going to want to start trying to blitz out getting my critters out here. I get to grab something from here. I said I wanted that great hornbill, didn't I? Yeah, let's grab the great hornbill. Now we can, so that's 6 together. I'm not getting a discount. We're at 4. You know what? I might end up discarding this exhibition hall. So yeah, we're going to do this at a level 4. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put out our dusky leaf monkey. We're going to go right there. Because these are different, or the same name, different picture, so different genders, we get a conservation token. So that one's done. Then we are going to do the koala. So with a 2 discount because of that, that's a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, which is where I am at. Ooh, that does give me my herbivore. So I'm at 9, so maybe I won't get rid of the exhibition hall. So I believe if you get something on here and something on the map, you can do it in any order you want. So we are going to put our koala here, which lets me take a tile from the board. We are going to go ahead and grab this partner zoo. The koala's power is I can discard up to 2 tiles to gain a pouch for each one. I am going to discard those 2 to give me a pouch tile for each one. Only thing I've seen pouch tiles are used for is they're worth 2 points at the end of the game. So I'm done with all that. This slides over. Next up, so that was there. I checked to see if I could play my building. Conservation effort. So I'm going to put out my 3 on Australia. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I already put out my 2 on Australia. Well, shuckers. Do I have 3 green? 1, 2, 3. I do have 3 green. So we're going to go 3 green. Because looking ahead, so right now I have 1, 2, 3 predators out here. And I have 1, 2 lizards. I need to get to 4 and 5, hopefully. This bear is going to get me to 1, 2, 3, 4 predators. And when I do that 4th predator, I can always spend that to get myself to 5. Otherwise, I wait on that green. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was waiting on that green because that's going to be my 4. So I'm going to need to do the birds as my 3 and just hope I can get maybe another conservation token or figure something out. All right. So we are to I'm at my hand. So we go ahead and they get rid of the hydrologist. So I have a range of 4. This bird trees may not be a bad idea because that will give me another bird symbol and that bird symbol, which gives me my 3 bird symbols. So yeah, we're going to grab the bird trees. And I just realized I forgot I put out this Eurasian otter, which actually was the blue one. So I do have my 10. So I will be able to put that out one of these future building turns. All right, but I grabbed my 1. Now I get to do an action. So I can either grab some stuff or I can put out my common wall lizard. The wall lizard would give me my 3 lizards so I can support that. Plus it moves everything down. Plus I can put it there, which makes me move other stuff down. So we're going to do our common wall lizard. We're going to kick him up to here. Although, he wants to be by rock. So we're not going to kick him up there. We're going to kick him right there. Because he gets points for being near rock 1. So you're going to go right there, lizard man. Then this is going to slide down this way. Put out a building. I have a couple different ones. Let's go ahead and put out. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to hold off on that one. We're going to put out this exhibition hall up here. And what that one does is that allows me to sweep a tile over. I don't have any blue up here, so we're going to sweep the blue tile over. I want to build up to get my bear out there, which I should be able to do next turn because I'll move the project down. Conservation, we have 3 lizards, so we'll put our conservation marker on the 3 lizards. They're going to get rid of number 3. It's not there, so they get rid of the lowest one. All right, so my range is all the way up to 5. Bird feeding would be 2 for every attached bird. Bird trees, I'd have to hold off on playing that until that and there. Actually, no, I could just play that up here. No, because that's where my bear is going. I could play that here and get that bird trees there and play the other bird there, and then that's all going to be connected. Yeah. So we're going to grab that one. We're going to play a project. We are going to play this project right here. So that moves this around. Then I get to do that whole swapping thing again. None of that matters. So we're going to kick our water back down that way. So the next turn, we'll be playing the bear up to there. I can put out a building. We're going to put that out there. And I need to start doing some tiles, although that's going to get me to draw 3 and keep 1. So my conservation efforts. So I have a 4 and a 5. I have 3 birds. I can get a 4th one out. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm about to get a 4th one out. So using my conservation marker, I'll be able to get my last 2 out in a few turns. Should be before that stack goes away. All right, so that was putting out a building, not conservation. Not conservation in the name. No upgrades. I'm less than 6. They get rid of a tile, so they get rid of number 4. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. I should be able to work this out. All right, so these come down. Get to take an animal. So they want water, so let's grab a capybara because this wants water all attached. That wants rock. All right, so we're going to play the Eurasian brown bear. So he's going to come here. He's got the open space above him. His is take all projects from the display. So we're going to grab these projects from the display. Also, by putting out a predator, I draw 3 tiles and keep 1 animal. So an American Anole, a goat. Let's keep this American Anole because it's a grass. So maybe if I get mine up, I can play both of them. So took all the projects, took my thing for it being a predator. This slides around. Place out a building. I have no buildings. We are going to do the conservation, the 1, 2, 3, 4 predators. So let's go ahead and throw this on 4 for the predators. Then I'm good. They discard number 5. 5's not there, so they discard the bottom one. All right, so my big thing is to try and get this over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be hard unless something lets me move it. Nothing that I see lets me remove it or move it. So maybe we won't be able to get both of them out. So first thing we do is we're going to grab something within range of 4. I don't have the open area for that. I already have my spot planned out for my bird there. Draw 1 tile from the pile, but I don't have that open area. The Galapagos is 5. I do have my rock ready at 5. And I had nothing planned for the rock. He doesn't need anything around him. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab the Galapagos turtle. And then with that, we are going to go ahead and use this. So this is a undefined. It doesn't have a specific one. We are at a level 5. So this is going to, I think, come right out here. Again, doesn't need any open areas. He gives me a conservation token. This slides around. No buildings still. No conservationing yet. I want to get my other bird out because that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend one of those to get me to 5. They are going to get rid of number 6. So I think I'm going to grab the Scarlet Macaw. I think I'm going to give up on the Great Hornbill because that's 2 for all the green adjacent. And by the time I get it out, it's not adjacent to any green. And these are going to be 4. So next turn I'm going to be able to play both of those. I'm actually going to be able to fill up my zoo and do the last conservation. Because I think this turn I'm going to put out my Capybara. So play this, put out our Capybara right there. Swing this around. That's set up. Not going to do my conservation. There's that. No buildings to play. Nothing to upgrade. They're going to get rid of tile 3. So I get to grab a tile. Probably should have looked at grabbing him last turn and played him with that because then I could have moved it when I wouldn't have had room. All right, so it doesn't really matter what I go ahead and grab. So let's just go ahead and grab that dude right there. We're going to play this. We can play 1 or 2. So up to a level 4. So these are up to a level 4. So we're going to play the American Anole there. Allows us to grab a tile from here and put it out. And then we're going to go ahead and play that one right there. So full zoo. We are going to conservation project the birds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend 1 for 5. And then I get this because I just accomplished that. All right. This swoops around to there. We skipped ahead. I didn't have a building to build, did my conservation, etc. And then their last tile would have been to get rid of 2, but I believe... So I don't think I reveal it. Because if I reveal it, it costs me 5 points. But so we'll say we don't reveal it. So we have that one. All right. Because it says I win as soon as I accomplish one of the goals. So we go ahead and put my name here. So now we do scoring. So the first thing you score is your animals. So you're going to look at your animals and score all of them. So I think first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and score all the ones that have a base victory point and then the ones that have a variable. So we have 4, 12, 16, 21, 28, 31, 35, 39. So we're just going to kind of put that 39 right here. Now my otter is 2 points for attached blue. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we got our 8 right there. The water dragon is 1 for every blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally I add those up together. So 1 for every rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming around, or did that one? So my 2 monkeys, so basically every attached green is going to be 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And another one. So every attached green is actually worth 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. And that is all of those. So that is going to be... That is 90 points for animals. Now we look at our buildings. So this is 4, 14. Some of these do get a little complicated. Well, we're going to come back to that one. So it's our birds. We get 2 points per bird around it. So 2, 4, 6. I believe it counts at 7. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 1 point for every different animal and continent symbol around it. Actually, let's start here. So 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 points to me. So that's 29. Projects. So 1 point for every predator. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 points for every attached bird. So we're at 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That one didn't give us any. So 12 points for projects. Open areas are each a point. So that's 2. Got all my conservations out. So that's 15, 29, 36. Each of these tokens is 2. 2, 4, 6. I got that. That's 10. We have 1 remaining. That is 5. So let's get this totaled up. And we end with a score of 190. So that is what is included in the base game for the solo mode. Is basically play this, just try and beat your score. I'll have a link down below. There is a posting on Board Game Geek from the companies where it is basically milestone maps. So based on if you have 18, 15, or 12 of these tokens, there's certain challenges they get, like so many open spaces or so many from certain continents, etc. And then what you do is when you accomplish those, you check them off, and then you write your score for the games that you're using for that, and then you try and, I believe it's like 6 games, accomplish all the different milestones. So that's like an additional challenge you can do in regards to the game and the solo mode. Again, there will be a link to that down below. But also down below, you can go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Have you played this solo? What was your score? If you're looking to purchase games, possibly even this one if they have it, you can go ahead and check out Miniature Market. We have a link down below where if you use our link, we do get a portion of those sales. If instead you're looking to energize yourself with a powdered energy drink, we have partnered with Dubby. Dubby is, as I just said, a powdered energy drink, some really cool flavors, some tie-ins with anime if that is your thing. We like it. It energizes us. The flavors are awesome. That, again, there's a code Meeples at w.gg or link down below. Alrighty, so look, I bought a zoo.